Ladies and gentlemen, the name of Mwenda Mbijiwe, it's a name that hit the headlines in the year 2021 after the said security analyst went missing. As we speak now, we mark 5 years since the disappearance of the said man, who was also a contender and an aspirant in the Meru gubernatorial seat in the year 2017. As of today, the government of Kenya has been ordered by the High Court of Kenya to produce Mwenda Mbijiwe, dead or alive. But is this the first case of somebody disappearing without trace in Kenya? In the year 2013, on September, one of the most famous bloggers in the Republic of Kenya, then by the name of Bogonko Bosire, who ran a blog by the name of The Jackal, disappeared without trace. Until date, his whereabouts have never been revealed or his body has never been found. Bogonko Bosire was a great critic of the government then of President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and William Ruto. He was rumored to have had intel that would have tied the two, the president and his deputy, to the ICC case that saw them being accused of the crimes against humanity in Hague. As we speak today, many might wonder why we are bringing up the case of one Mwenda Mbijiwe. And many may ask, who was Mwenda Mbijiwe? Now allow me to take you down through a small biography of this young man before we actually descend on the story of the day. Mwenda Mbijiwe was a security expert who hailed from Kimbo village in Meru County. He grew into prominence for his security expertise and had offered security analysis and consulted on counter-terrorism both to companies directly and through mainstream media. Mbijiwe's early education remains unknown to the public, but a spot check on his LinkedIn profile revealed two institutions in which he was an alumni. It is said he attended the UON, the University of Nairobi, between the year 2014 and 2017, where he attained a bachelor's degree in armed conflict and resolution. Mbijiwe later enrolled at the University of Tel Aviv in Israel in the year 2020 and graduated with a master's degree in national security and diplomacy. It was also rumored that he worked for the Israel intelligence network known as the Mossad. The security analyst was a former Kenya Air Force Air Defense Control Unit commander. According to his LinkedIn profile, Mbijiwe left the force and went into private practice in the year 2007. That is when he founded his own security consultancy agency, High on Security. Since it began its operation, he had served as its chief executive officer (CEO). Mbijiwe was also the vice president of the Sister Cities Association of Kenya (SCAK), which is a member of the US-based Sister Cities International, whose mission was to promote global peace through mutual respect, understanding, and cooperation, one individual, one community at a time. Over the course of his career offering consultancy service on matters security, Mbijiwe worked with and for some of the top institutions in the country. On numerous occasions, he had appeared on national television to give a breakdown or highlight security lapses, should-haves and should-dos pertaining to security threats experienced in the country over the recent years. Since January 2015, Mbijiwe had been a security consultant for Huduma Kenya. Now, in 2008, Mbijiwe published his first book, American Fear on Evil. In the book, he highlights the United States as a country mandated by God to ensure world peace. The former military man stated that the biggest challenge to the realization of world peace and persistent threat from terrorists is fear. He therefore argued the United States not to be afraid as the world was counting on them to ensure peace. In 2017, Mbijiwe unsuccessfully contested for the Meru gubernatorial seat. He was a member of the ruling then Jubilee Party but defected to ODM after accusing the former of favoring. Mbijiwe later dropped out of the race in favor of the former Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya, who eventually lost to Jubilee's Kiraito Moronge. Mbijiwe had been at the center of tainting news headlines over the years. In 2019, he was arraigned in court for allegedly swindling an unsuspecting member of the public 150,000 Kenyan shillings after claiming to have links with the United Nations, according to court documents, and as widely reported by local dailies. Mbijiwe is said to have conned Fadhili Abdi Mohammed after they met on March 28, 2019 at a known location in Nairobi. He was reported to have misled Abdi to believing that he could secure a job at the UN for his sister Shamso Abdurrahman. Now, on June 22nd, 2021, Daily Nation reported that the security consultant was involved in a questionable dealing with the police. According to publication, he was a regular at the Pangani police station. Those close to the TV personality alleged that he was often reckless with his licensed firearm and that was not afraid of brandishing it in public. The whereabouts. The security consultant unknown whereabouts until date remain a matter of where did he go. His family stated that Mbijiwe had been missing since Saturday, June 12th, the year 2021. He was driving a rented car from Nairobi headed to his rural home in Meru. His sister Tamara Mbijiwe revealed that his phone had been switched off and the car was discovered abandoned in Tatu City, Kiambu County. The family filed a missing persons report at Central Police Station in Nairobi and argued security agencies to expedite investigations in establishing his whereabouts. Until date, 5 years later, Mbijiwe's whereabouts have never been known. As we speak this evening, the government of Kenya and the President of the Republic of Kenya have been ordered to produce Mbijiwe dead or alive. The High Court in Nairobi on Tuesday ordered the Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, and the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, to produce in court missing security analyst Mwenda Mbijiwe, whose whereabouts remain unknown 4 years and 5 months since his alleged abduction. In his orders, Justice Martin Muya compelled the two to within 7 days produce Mbijiwe dead or alive following an urgent application filed by his mother, Jane Gatwere, who sought the court's intervention in compelling the government to immediately and unconditionally set him free. Gatwere claims that Mbijiwe is being held in black sites by the government of the Republic of Kenya until date. In her affidavit, the mother to Mbijiwe narrates how Mbijiwe, a former Kenya Air Force soldier turned security analyst, was whisked away by men believed to be security officers driving an unmarked vehicle in June 2021, never to be heard of from that date to date. Mbijiwe's family alleged that he had earlier reported threats to his life and that his last public appearance was during a Muga FM radio interview on June 10, 2021, where he discussed national security matters. The said detention is illegal, irregular, and unlawful and cannot be justified in a democratic society that believes in the rule of law and constitutionalism. His mother argued in the application. She further stated that the continued disappearance of Mbijiwe violates its constitutional rights to liberty, health, and freedom of movement, and that the state should be compelled to disclose his whereabouts. 7 months after his disappearance, his brother Nicholas Bundi, in a bid to pile pressure on authorities, chose to carry out a symbolic walk from Meru County to the DCI headquarters in Nairobi to raise awareness about the family's plight as they awaited news on their missing loved one. The case is set for mention on November 11, 2025. I would love to hear your take in regards to this case. Do, do you believe that Mbijiwe is still being held by the state agencies of the Republic of Kenya, or he was assassinated? Leave a comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.